Hey there, YouTube. It's me, Hens, and I'm back with Beck. It's their second video back on YouTube. So let's check out what they have to say.
Hey everyone. First
Hey,
of all,
Beck.
I want to address a response to my last video. I
What
want to
up?
thank every single one of you who commented kind things, everyone who watched my video and showed me understanding, and all the people who helped me through their generous donations and super thanks. The reaction was overwhelmingly supportive and heartwarming. I never
That's nice.
anticipated the amount of support I would receive, and I can't even begin to tell you the difference it made in my life so quickly. Because of you guys, I was able to pay for my car to be towed, I was able to make up the difference in rent this month, and you even helped ease my worries about covering my car and insurance payments while I wait for their claim decision. Just a handful of days ago, I was so afraid of losing everything and sliding backwards again on top of how it would be received. Even while I was making the video, I wasn't sure if even making it and saying anything about Amber or myself was the right choice. But after hearing your stories and your kind words, I now know that I could really make a lot of you happy by making content again. I don't want to sound dramatic, but I truly feel blessed and saved by everyone who reached out to me. You've given me the opportunity to change how I am perceived on YouTube.
This is a good thing to say, especially since some of the criticism was about, oh, Beck likes to cut and run. They only want the money. But I understood what they were saying about trying to build a new life in the same space where there's still a stigma against you, at least by association in part. And that is something that you have to make it's a big decision to want to still stay and try and make something out of that. Because they could just disappear off YouTube and not do it, not go through the hassle. Um but to come back as long as they are actually putting out the content that they enjoy and that their community resonates with, then I don't think there's a huge problem.
outpour of positivity made coming back to YouTube more welcoming for me. I
Good.
would like to continue making content to some extent, though it may be kind of sporadic, mainly because I'm still
Mm,
working my full time job that I'm really
mm,
passionate about,
I understand. Literally, if you're trying to build a career and not just have a job, you have to be committed.
and it takes up a lot of my time. But it was because of your help that I was able to keep my job by getting rides to work and not continuing to miss too many days. So I'll do what I can to come up with new ideas and make things that you guys might like to see as often as I can. Maybe we can even come up with some fun type of series together. I want to keep the positivity going and making this channel a safe place for all of us. In my last video, I talked about narcissistic abuse and the importance of having a support system. I'd like to talk a little now about the long term effects of narcissistic abuse and the way it personally affected me over the years. For me, my self confidence and worth was damaged more than anything. While I've had abusers be mean and cruel, no one could hurt me quite like I've hurt myself. Narcissistic abusers can use that low self esteem to convince you that your negative thoughts are true and that you really don't deserve better than how you're treating yourself and how they in turn treat you. I thought I deserved all the horrible things being done to me and said about me, but it was painful, and that's why I've been so defensive in the past. Even though I've struggled with negative self talk since I was little, it still never got easy to cope with. Finally, leaving that kind of relationship after years of exploitation and mental gymnastics left me feeling trapped in a cycle of hopelessness and worthlessness. It took a lot of time, self reflection, and having friends and family who saw better in me, who never gave up on me to build my confidence up to where it is today. Even now, I still struggle to see the good qualities in myself sometimes. There were days that I couldn't get out of bed in the morning, leave the house, go to work, or take care of my basic needs. Healing has been a long and hard journey, but I'm proud of the progress I've made no matter how my progress may look to someone on the outside. You should all be proud of your progress too, no matter where you are in your journey. In my description, I'm going to link an article I found that has a lot of really good information, warning signs, a helpline, and how to break the cycles like these. Now, the next thing I want to address is Mr. Snowflake's upcoming video about me. I'm aware it's being made, but I haven't been asked to interview or anything like that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch it. Watching videos other people make about me can be really hard. I know it's going to cover a lot of really painful times in my life, some of which I was too out of it to even remember, due to different medications I was on, mixed with grief and the stress of my situation at the time.
Yeah, I'm sure that Beck will come to a point where they want to watch it and they don't have to watch it now. No, I mean, there's going to be tons of people who don't watch it now, anyways. So,
I trust Mr. Snowflake to give an honest perspective and make the video in a respectful way. And as you guys know, Mr. Snowflake has given me so much support and helped me out in the past, and I'll always be grateful to him as well. If he wanted to ask me questions about anything, I'd be open to helping in any way I can. And I think that if anyone is interested in the video, you should definitely check it out once it comes out.
Also, I like the Naruto art. I only just watched the whole series Naruto and Shippuden this year, like this past couple of months. I just watched it. I had only seen a couple of episodes back in the day because I wasn't allowed to watch it. And then I just started Boruto a couple of weeks ago.
His content is really well made and thoroughly researched. Honestly, I'm not even sure where he got that baby picture of me. I'm already impressed.
Oh,
After going through some of the comments, I picked out a few things I wanted to talk about and respond to. So I'll be going through
oh,
those now.
Kurama.
A frequently asked question was about something I mentioned in my last video. Some people asked why I haven't legally pursued the money from the live streams I was in with Amber or had questions about the attorney I talked to. I wanted to go more into detail for those who were confused and wanted me to try and get that money back. I did want to stand up for myself in that way and to fight for what she owed me. I didn't want to feel like she had won and gotten away with it. So last year, I tried working with an attorney who had reached out and contacted me and offered to work pro bono on my case. He seemed legit and confident at the time. But when I wasn't able to provide him an updated address for Amber to serve her with the lawsuit, he said that he would send her an email. But I have no way of knowing if she ever saw that email, and after that, I stopped hearing from the attorney altogether. I'm guessing
Interesting.
that he just wasn't willing to put in more time into something without any return on his end.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, pursuing things further just doesn't seem realistic for me right now because of the time, the fees, the complicated legal system, and the unsure outcome. I just don't know enough about it really. Next, I'm adding this in here because it wasn't really in my comments, but it is important. I was shown by a friend that a picture had been floating around of a cat that looked similar to Rarity, and the cat was at a shelter
Yeah.
in Wisconsin, found after
It
she'd
looks
gone missing.
exactly that cat looks exactly like Rarity.
My first reaction to the picture without looking too closely was that's not Rarity. But now looking closer and comparing old photos,
It
the
looks
markings
exactly
are very
like Rarity.
similar. I wish there was a full body picture of her from the shelter. It's hard to tell if the white on her paws match exactly or if there's any white on the other side of her lip because of the angle and the bars in the picture. I can't say for sure that it is Rarity to ease all of our nerves, but it definitely could be her. Obviously,
Yeah,
I would want her to be found rather than still
exactly.
be out there anywhere. If it is her, then I hope whoever adopted her from the shelter is a kind person with a good home and that she is safe.
And I heard that Emily posted on Instagram saying that, oh, the cat was a different cat and it was already picked up from the shelter. And then it was somebody else. Somebody, maybe it was Tiny Blue, anthropologist, pointed out that the date on the thing, on the poster that said found, and at the shelter was like from December around Christmas time. So, yeah.
And warm. If it isn't, I still wish and hope that someone quickly took her in and she is
I hope
accepted.
any cat. I hate that there's any stray animals. Like that there's just pets that people neglect and toss out and either onto the street directly or into shelters. I hate it.
On a happier note, I had lots of people ask if I would be taking commissions again. And I really appreciate that there are a lot of you that would be interested in commissions from me. Last time I tried taking commissions, I didn't anticipate the amount of time it would take to get to everyone, and I know it was a bit of a mess. So I would really need to figure out a way to do that where I could only take a couple at a time to ensure that I can get to them in a timely manner.
That
I'll be
makes
posting on
sense.
my community tab about details when, if I get that all figured out. Maybe we could do
Maybe she could do like maybe Beck could do like a raffle every month and like the 5 winners would be the people that get to choose what the design is.
free raffle or something. Let me know if you have a better
Oh,
idea. Continuing on top
yo,
of the
on the same wavelength.
art commission stuff, I had lots of interest in what characters I'm drawing and if I would talk about my favorite anime shows and inspirations. And so I'm going to have every character I draw for you named on screen with the source that they're from for you guys. Then I think I'll make a separate video later about all my favorites. From Cartoon Network to Adult Swim to Disney and Ghibli. Hopefully you guys will be into that. We could get into other stuff too, like music and movies and things. I happened to catch this comment asking to draw Bill Cipher because their son loves Gravity Falls. So this one is dedicated to Darth Panda
Oh, I
514 to
don't know
do
what
so.
that is.
This should be fun. Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Bye, Gold. Bye.
Unlike Amber Lynn, I am a 34-year almost 34-year-old who does not watch those kind of cartoons back when I was like 25, 26, like when they were coming out. Because that's not The only things I watch still that are Cartoon Network are like maybe nostalgic things like an occasional Powerpuff Girls or something like that.
And finally, I saw people asking if I would ever consider making videos reacting to Amber's content. And I definitely don't want to
No,
make this channel an Amberlyn Reed reaction channel.
exactly.
However, I have thought about making react videos to other things in the past. And if I decided to do those reactions, then maybe in time I could react to some of the old clips I was in on her channel too.
Oh,
Depending on the clips, of course. This way I could share my side of my perspective of what was happening at the time. And I'm sure you guys would find it interesting. But I don't want to watch anything that's too much. Maybe you guys could give me some mild suggestions to react to.
hmm.
The last thing I want to talk about is my experience living in Appalachia as a member of the queer community and a little more about how I came out. I know I have already shared most of my coming out story, but I wanted to share a bit more about what happened after. Unfortunately, even today, a lot of people growing up in Appalachia still experience fear and discrimination within their homes and circles and may feel that they can relate to my experience. Growing up, I knew what being gay was. My cousin came out as a lesbian when I was a toddler, but I didn't realize that I was for a long time because of religion and heteronormativity. The
Mhm.
realization hit me suddenly. I was terrified and went through many stages of grief, mourning who I thought I was, and even worse, who my family wanted me to be. I knew some of my family's love had limits. I was quick to accept myself, but I knew my family and friends would be another story. I hid it for a while until my mom discovered a love note in my room addressed to a girl and confronted me about it. It was a Sunday night, and my mom asked me to stay home from church that day. When everyone else had left, we had to talk. I remember being told that it would have been better had I been dead or on drugs than to have been
Beck, I totally feel you. I totally feel you. I've already told my story of yeah.
gay. That night, I had to leave the only home I'd ever known. I was told that I had to either stay and be straight or leave and continue down the path my family thought was wrong, being gay and being me. Obviously, this wasn't a real choice for me. I had to leave. My
I went away for high school
family was disappointed in me and wanted nothing to do with me unless I changed. One
by
time,
my
I
own
was even
hand.
asked to participate in an exorcism. I refused. It took
Yeah,
time and
fuck that
effort, but
shit.
my mom and I reconciled, and I did get an apology for the things said that really hurt me that night. It hurt to not be accepted, but in the end, the only thing that mattered was that she loved me enough to change and to put me before those beliefs she held
Jealous.
so dear. I only wish I could have been there for her more in the end. I have other family members who I'm really close to who have accepted me too, and I'm so grateful for them. There are definitely still some whose love is conditional, but the ones
Yep.
who matter are all I need. If you've watched this far into the video, thank you. I had a lot of great suggestions for new videos to make, so I may make a few more videos like this, but also trying some new things. Living in Appalachia, I also would love to cover our paranormal creatures and folklore. We have a lot.
That'd be awesome.
I also saw a lot of people suggest ghost hunting, and that is something I love a lot and want to do
That'd also
something
be
with.
awesome.
I do have a ghost box, and I think it would be
Ooh.
really fun to do for a video.
Okay, Beck with the ghost box.
Of course, this would be done in my or a friend's home or somewhere I feel is haunted, but where I can still be respectful, so probably no graveyards or anything. I also wanted to thank you guys for getting me to 80,000 subscribers. That is absolutely amazing, and I am hoping that we can continue to grow this channel.
Well, Beck, that responsibility is also on you. So let's be frank about that.
That's enough yapping for one video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Well, that was a lovely update. Some wonderful ideas, and hopefully everything comes to fruition. Great to see. I will talk to you all later. If you like this video, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and leave hmm leave a strawberry in the comments.